How to start mindfulness. Easy Buddhist techniques for inner peace. Mindfulness. What does it really mean? In simple terms, mindfulness is the art of living fully in the present moment, without getting carried away by judgments or distractions. Imagine you're sipping a cup of tea. If you're mindful, you're truly there with the tea, feeling its warmth, noticing its aroma, and savoring its taste. You're not worrying about tomorrow's tasks or replaying yesterday's arguments. You're here, now. This practice of mindfulness isn't something new. It's deeply rooted in the teachings of the Buddha, who encouraged his followers to train their minds to observe everything, thoughts, emotions, and sensations, with clarity and calmness. The Buddha himself described mindfulness as the way to freedom, a path that helps us find peace in a world often filled with chaos. What makes mindfulness special? Mindfulness isn't about escaping life or running away from problems. It's about facing life as it is, its joys, its struggles, and everything in between. When you practice mindfulness, you develop the ability to watch your thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them. Let's say you're feeling angry. Without mindfulness, that anger might take control, leading you to say or do something you regret. But with mindfulness, you can step back and simply notice the anger. There's anger in me right now. By recognizing it without judgment, you give yourself space to respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively. The Buddha's teachings remind us that peace doesn't come from chasing after things. Whether it's success, possessions, or even happiness itself, true peace is found by being fully present in this moment. After all, this moment is all we ever really have. Why is the present moment so important? Think about it. The past is gone, and the future hasn't arrived yet. We spend so much time reliving old memories or worrying about what's next, but neither of those things exist in reality. The only moment that's truly real is now. When we're stuck in the past, we often feel regret or guilt. Why did I say that? Why didn't I do it differently? And when we cling to the future, we create anxiety. What if I fail? What if things don't go as planned? Mindfulness frees us from these mental traps by anchoring us in the present moment, the only place where life is actually happening. The Buddha taught about impermanence, which means that everything in life is constantly changing. Just like a river, life flows on. Nothing stays the same forever. When we resist this truth, we suffer. But mindfulness helps us embrace impermanence with open arms. Instead of clinging to what's passing, we learn to let go and appreciate each moment for what it is. For example, think of a beautiful flower. You know it won't bloom forever, but that makes it even more precious. In the same way, mindfulness teaches us to treasure life's fleeting moments without trying to hold on to them too tightly. The present moment, a hidden treasure. Let's take a closer look at the present moment. At first glance, it might seem ordinary or even boring. But when you pay attention, you start to see its richness. Every breath you take, every sound you hear, every sensation in your body, all of these are invitations to connect with life as it is right now. The Buddha called this the only reality. He explained that dwelling on the past or worrying about the future blinds us to the beauty and opportunities of the present. Imagine walking through a garden, but being so lost in your thoughts that you don't notice the flowers, the birds, or the sunlight. Mindfulness is like opening your eyes to the garden of life. Why do we avoid the present? If the present moment is so valuable, why do we spend so much time avoiding it? The truth is, many of us are afraid of the present because it forces us to confront what's really happening, both the pleasant and the unpleasant. Let's say you're feeling lonely. Instead of sitting with that feeling, you might distract yourself by scrolling through social media or binge-watching TV shows. While those distractions might offer temporary relief, they don't address the root of your loneliness. Mindfulness encourages us to face our experiences, no matter how uncomfortable they may be, with courage and compassion. By learning to stay present, we discover that even difficult emotions like sadness or anger can teach us something. They're like waves in the ocean. They rise, they fall, and eventually, they pass. The more we observe them, the less power they have over us. Embracing impermanence with mindfulness. One of the core lessons of mindfulness is understanding impermanence. Everything in life, our possessions, our relationships, even our own bodies, is subject to change. At first, this might sound unsettling, but impermanence is actually a gift because it reminds us to appreciate what we have while it lasts. Think about a sunset. You know it won't last forever, but that's what makes it so breathtaking. If the sunset lasted all night, you might stop noticing its beauty. In the same way, mindfulness helps us see each moment as precious because we understand it's fleeting. Facing life's challenges with acceptance. Life isn't always easy. There are days when things go wrong, when we feel overwhelmed or heartbroken. But mindfulness teaches us that even in the midst of difficulty, we can find a sense of peace. The Buddha used the metaphor of a storm. Just as a storm passes through the sky without destroying it, our emotions and challenges are temporary. They come, they go, and beneath them, our inner peace remains untouched. Mindfulness helps us tap into this deeper layer of calm, even when life feels turbulent. By staying present, we learn to stop fighting against reality. Instead of saying, "This shouldn't be happening," we accept what is. This doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means facing life with an open heart and a clear mind. Practical ways to be present. So, how do we bring mindfulness into our daily lives? Here are a few simple practices to help you connect with the present moment. Pause and breathe. Whenever you feel stressed or distracted, take a moment to focus on your breath. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly, and notice the sensation of the air moving in and out of your body. This simple act of mindful breathing can ground you instantly. Listen fully. The next time you're in a conversation, really listen to the other person without thinking about what you'll say next. Be present with their words, their tone, and their emotions. Notice nature. Spend a few minutes observing something in nature. A tree, a cloud, or even a blade of grass. Notice its details, its movement, and its connection to the world around it. Appreciate small moments. Whether it's the taste of your morning coffee or the sound of rain, mindfulness invites you to savor the small joys of life. Closing thoughts. Understanding the present moment is like learning to live life all over again. It's about breaking free from old habits of distraction and discovering the beauty that's been here all along. The Buddha's teachings remind us that peace and happiness aren't things we need to chase. They're already within us, waiting to be uncovered. When we embrace the present with mindfulness, we open ourselves to life's wonders and learn to face its challenges with grace. In the words of the Buddha, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. This is the heart of mindfulness, a practice that can transform not just how we think, but how we live. Mindfulness isn't just about sitting quietly or focusing on your breath. It's a transformative way of living. When practiced consistently, mindfulness can bring profound changes to your mind, emotions, relationships, and even your understanding of life. Let's explore some of its most impactful benefits and how they align with the teachings of the Buddha. Inner peace. Calming the restless mind. Have you ever felt like your mind is a whirlwind of thoughts, constantly jumping from one worry to the next? This mental restlessness, or what the Buddha called the monkey mind, is something we all experience. Mindfulness helps quiet this chaos. When you bring your attention to the present moment, the mind begins to settle, like muddy water becoming clear when left undisturbed. Through practices like mindful breathing or walking, you learn to create a calm space within yourself. This inner peace doesn't depend on external circumstances. It's always there, waiting to be uncovered. Emotional balance, understanding and regulating. Feelings. Emotions can feel overwhelming at times, whether it's anger, sadness, fear, or even excitement. Without mindfulness, we often react to these emotions impulsively, saying hurtful things in anger or avoiding situations out of fear. The Buddha taught that emotions are like waves. They rise and fall, but they're not permanent. Mindfulness helps us observe our emotions without being swept away by them. Instead of saying, "I am angry," mindfulness allows us to say, "There is anger in me right now." This simple shift creates a sense of distance and control. With regular practice, mindfulness strengthens your ability to respond to emotions wisely. You become less reactive and more compassionate toward yourself and others, even during challenging times. Spiritual insight. Seeing life clearly. One of the most profound benefits of mindfulness is the spiritual clarity it brings. The Buddha described life as being marked by dukkha, suffering, anicca, impermanence, and anatta, non-self. These truths can be hard to grasp intellectually, but through mindfulness, they become a lived experience. For example, as you practice mindfulness, you start to notice how everything, your thoughts, feelings, and even physical sensations, is constantly changing. This insight into impermanence helps you let go of attachments and expectations that cause suffering. Mindfulness also reveals the interconnected nature of all things. You realize that your happiness is tied to the well-being of others, fostering a sense of compassion and unity. Improved relationships, connecting with others. When was the last time you truly listened to someone without interrupting or thinking about what to say next? Mindfulness enhances your ability to be present with others, creating deeper connections and understanding. By practicing mindfulness in your interactions, you become more empathetic and patient. You're able to see things from another person's perspective, which reduces conflict and builds trust. Whether it's a friend, family member, or coworker, mindfulness helps you show up fully in your relationships, strengthening the bonds that matter most. Physical and mental health benefits. Although rooted in spiritual practice, mindfulness has been widely studied in modern science, revealing numerous health benefits. Reduced stress. Mindfulness lowers stress hormones like cortisol, helping you feel more relaxed and resilient. Better sleep. By calming the mind, Mindfulness can improve sleep quality and reduce insomnia. Enhanced focus. Mindfulness trains your brain to concentrate, making you more productive and less distracted. Lower blood pressure. Regular mindfulness practice has been shown to improve heart health by reducing blood pressure. These benefits highlight the practical, everyday impact of mindfulness on overall well-being. Mindfulness isn't something that happens overnight. It's a skill that grows with practice. Fortunately, there are many simple ways to cultivate mindfulness in daily life. Let's explore some foundational practices rooted in Buddhist teachings, each designed to anchor your awareness in the present moment. 1. Mindful breathing. Breathing is something we do all the time, but how often do we pay attention to it? Mindful breathing is one of the easiest and most effective ways to develop mindfulness. Here's how to practice. Find a comfortable position, either sitting or standing. Close your eyes, if it feels comfortable, and bring your attention to your breath. Notice the sensation of the air entering and leaving your nostrils. If your mind wanders, gently guide it back to your breath without frustration. The Buddha often emphasized the importance of mindful breathing, saying, "Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out." This simple practice not only calms the mind, but also helps you connect with the present moment. 2. Mindful walking. Walking isn't just a way to get from one place to another. It can also be a meditation in motion. Mindful walking transforms an ordinary activity into an opportunity for awareness. To practice mindful walking, walk slowly and deliberately, paying attention to each step. Feel the contact of your feet with the ground. Synchronize your breath with your steps, creating a rhythm. Notice your surroundings, the sights, sounds, and smells. Whether you're walking in a park or down a hallway, this practice helps ground you in the here and now. 3. Mindful eating. Eating is another activity we often rush through, barely noticing the food we're consuming. Mindful eating brings gratitude and awareness to every bite. Try this the next time you eat. Begin by looking at your food. Notice its colors, textures, and smells. Take a small bite and chew slowly, paying attention to the flavors and sensations. Reflect on where the food came from and the effort that went into preparing it. By eating mindfully, you not only enjoy your meals more, but also develop a deeper appreciation for the nourishment they provide. 4. Meditation. Meditation is the cornerstone of mindfulness practice. It creates a dedicated space to train your mind and deepen your awareness. Here's a basic meditation to get started. Sit in a comfortable position with your back straight. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. When thoughts arise, and they will, simply notice them without judgment and return to your breath. Start with 5 to 10 minutes a day and gradually increase the time as you feel comfortable. Regular meditation sharpens your mindfulness, helping you stay present not just during meditation, but throughout the day. 5. Everyday mindfulness. You don't need to set aside extra time to practice mindfulness. It can be woven into your daily activities. While cleaning, pay attention to the motions of your hands and the sensations of touch. While working, focus fully on one task at a time instead of multitasking. While talking, be present with the other person, listening without interrupting or judging. By bringing mindfulness into ordinary moments, you transform them into opportunities for growth and awareness. Closing thoughts. The Buddha taught that mindfulness is like a lamp that illuminates the path to freedom. By practicing mindfulness in its many forms, breathing, walking, eating, meditating, and more, you cultivate a mind that is calm, clear, and compassionate. These practices don't require any special equipment or training. All you need is the willingness to slow down, pay attention, and be present. Over time, they become natural, enriching every aspect of your life. As you continue your journey, remember the Buddha's words. A disciplined mind brings happiness. Mindfulness is the discipline that opens the door to true peace, joy, and understanding. Practicing mindfulness is simple in theory, but in reality, it comes with challenges. Just like learning any new skill, you may encounter obstacles that test your patience and determination. The good news is that these difficulties are part of the process. They offer valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. The Buddha himself taught that the path to mindfulness requires effort and perseverance. Let's explore common obstacles to mindfulness and practical ways to overcome them. Recognizing distractions. Have you ever sat down to meditate, only to find your mind wandering to everything except the present moment? Distractions are a natural part of mindfulness practice. Our minds are conditioned to jump from thought to thought, like a restless monkey swinging from tree to tree. When distractions arise, don't get frustrated. Instead, simply notice them. Say to yourself, my mind is wandering. Then, gently guide your attention back to your breath, your steps, or whatever you're focusing on. The key is to approach distractions with kindness, not judgment. Remember, the act of returning to the present moment is itself a powerful part of the practice. Facing cravings and aversions. One of the core teachings of the Buddha is that suffering arises from craving, desiring what we don't have, and aversion, rejecting what we dislike. These tendencies can show up in subtle ways during mindfulness practice. For example, you may crave the feeling of calm and get frustrated when your mind feels restless. You may feel aversion toward discomfort or boredom and want to quit. The solution is to acknowledge these feelings without acting on them. If you notice yourself craving a certain outcome or resisting a challenge, take a deep breath and remind yourself that these feelings are temporary. Observe them with curiosity, as if you were watching clouds pass through the sky. Practicing patience. Mindfulness isn't something you can master overnight. It's a gradual process, like planting a seed and nurturing it as it grows. Some days, your practice will feel effortless and rewarding. Other days, it may feel difficult or even pointless. The Buddha compared mindfulness to training an ox to plow a field. It requires patience and persistence. Progress may seem slow at times, but every small step you take is a step toward greater awareness and peace. Trust the process and be kind to yourself along the way. Self-compassion, the key to consistency. It's easy to be hard on yourself when your mindfulness practice doesn't go as planned. You might think, I should be better at this by now, or why can't I stay focused? These thoughts only add unnecessary pressure. Instead, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself as you would a dear friend who's learning something new. If your mind wanders during meditation, simply acknowledge it and return to the practice without judgment. The Buddha taught that mindfulness and compassion go hand in hand. By being gentle with yourself, you create a supportive environment for your practice to flourish. Mindfulness isn't just something you do during meditation. It's a way of living. The ultimate goal of mindfulness is to bring awareness to every aspect of your life, transforming ordinary moments into opportunities for presence and connection. The Buddha encouraged his followers to practice mindfulness in all activities, from walking and eating to working and talking. Let's explore how you can live with greater awareness and integrate mindfulness into daily life. Mindfulness in daily activities. Life is full of routines: cleaning, cooking, commuting, and working. These tasks may seem mundane, but with mindfulness, they become opportunities to deepen your awareness. For example, while cleaning, focus on the motions of your hands and the sensations of touch. Be present with the act of clearing away dirt and clutter. While working, tackle one task at a time instead of multitasking. Give your full attention to each task, whether it's answering emails or having a meeting. While talking, practice active listening. Instead of thinking about what to say next, truly hear the other person's words and emotions. By bringing mindfulness to daily activities, you turn them into moments of peace and presence. Cultivating gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful practice that goes hand in hand with mindfulness. When you're mindful, you start to notice the small blessings in your life that often go overlooked: a kind smile, a warm meal, or the beauty of nature. Take a moment each day to reflect on what you're grateful for. You can even keep a gratitude journal, writing down 3 things you appreciate each evening. This simple practice shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant, fostering a sense of contentment and joy. Strengthening compassion. The Buddha taught that mindfulness isn't just about personal peace. It's also about opening your heart to the suffering of others. When you live with awareness, you begin to see the struggles and joys of those around you, cultivating a deep sense of compassion. Compassionate mindfulness involves listening without judgment, truly hearing others without trying to fix or control their experiences, offering kindness. Small acts of generosity, like helping a neighbor or smiling at a stranger, can have a big impact. Practicing forgiveness, letting go of resentment and choosing to respond with understanding instead of anger. By living with compassion, you not only improve your relationships, but also contribute to a more loving and peaceful world. Mindfulness is more than a practice. It's a way of being. It's about waking up to the beauty and truth of each moment, learning to face life's challenges with courage, and connecting deeply with yourself and others. The Buddha's teachings remind us that mindfulness isn't something separate from everyday life. It's a path that leads to freedom, joy, and understanding, right here and now. As you continue your journey, remember these key insights. The present moment is your greatest teacher. Progress takes time. Be patient with yourself. Every mindful breath, step, and action brings you closer to peace. In the words of the Buddha, as you walk and eat and travel, be where you are. Otherwise, you will miss most of your life. Mindfulness is your invitation to live fully, to embrace life's joys and sorrows with an open heart and a steady mind. The path is yours to walk, one mindful step at a time.